Imagine taking everything giant SUVs have become: massive bodies, enormous price tags, complicated luxury systems, and throwing it out the window. What remains is something smaller, tougher, and far more fearless. A vehicle built to make the trail feel like its natural habitat, while keeping its price within reach of everyday enthusiasts. Welcome back to Imaginary Motors. Today we're diving into the 2027 Suzuki Samurai, an off-road machine with a bold personality, compact proportions, and a price point around $16,000 that could make some much larger SUVs look seriously nervous. The first thing that grabs your attention is the attitude. The 2027 Suzuki Samurai doesn't need an enormous grille or an oversized body to look intimidating. Its design is compact, upright, and purposeful, with the kind of shape that immediately tells you this vehicle was built to leave the pavement behind. Every line feels functional, every angle has a reason, and the overall silhouette carries that unmistakable old-school off-road character while giving it a modern edge. Up front, the Samurai makes its presence known with a squared-off face, a bold grille, and round-inspired lighting that gives it a distinctive identity. The headlights sit high and wide, creating a confident expression, while the bumper looks ready to absorb the punishment of rocky trails, steep approaches, and rough terrain. It doesn't try to look delicate. Instead, the front end communicates one simple message: point me toward the trail. And that's exactly where the Samurai starts making sense. The short dimensions are a major advantage when you're navigating tight forest paths or squeezing between rocks. You don't need the footprint of a full-size SUV to have fun off-road. In fact, sometimes being smaller is the advantage. The 2027 Samurai's compact body makes it easier to place precisely on a difficult trail, while its upright driving position gives the driver a commanding view of the surroundings. Take a look along the side, and the rugged theme continues. The body sits with a strong planted stance, complemented by chunky tires and wheels designed to look at home on dirt rather than downtown streets. Pronounced wheel arches give the Samurai a tougher personality, while the high ground clearance creates plenty of visual separation between the body and the road. And those proportions matter. A short wheelbase can make an off-road vehicle incredibly entertaining because it allows the vehicle to maneuver through situations where larger SUVs simply become awkward. Add the right suspension setup, proper traction management, and a rugged chassis, and suddenly this little Suzuki starts feeling much bigger than it actually is. If you're enjoying this kind of no-nonsense automotive design, take a second to hit the like button. It helps the channel, and it tells us you want to see more machines that prioritize adventure over unnecessary excess. Around the back, the Samurai keeps things simple and practical. The rear design is upright, giving the vehicle a classic off-road profile while maximizing usable space. A rear-mounted spare wheel reinforces its adventure-focused personality, while the rugged bumper and squared bodywork complete the look. There is something refreshing about a vehicle that doesn't try to hide what it is. Open the doors, and the character changes without losing its purpose. The cabin blends durable materials with modern technology, creating an interior that feels practical enough for muddy boots but comfortable enough for everyday driving. The dashboard has a clean layout, with a central infotainment display, straightforward controls, and a driver-focused instrument cluster. The seating position is upright, visibility is excellent, and the cabin feels designed around the driver rather than around unnecessary decoration. Technology still has a place here. A modern infotainment system, smartphone connectivity, digital displays, navigation, cameras, and useful driver assistance features can make the Samurai far more convenient than the rugged vehicles of decades past. But importantly, the technology doesn't overwhelm the experience. You still get that sense that you're driving a machine rather than operating a rolling computer, and that's where the Samurai could become especially appealing. You could use it during the week for commuting, shopping, or running errands, then head toward the mountains on the weekend. Its compact dimensions make urban driving easier, while the rugged mechanical character gives it a completely different personality once the asphalt disappears. Now let's talk about the part enthusiasts are waiting for: performance. The 2027 Samurai is imagined around lightweight, efficient power rather than brute force. Instead of trying to compete with enormous engines, its strength comes from the combination of manageable weight, strong low-speed control, capable traction, and off-road-focused engineering. The result is the kind of vehicle where momentum, driver confidence, and mechanical grip matter more than simply having the biggest horsepower number. On a winding road, that lightweight character could make the Samurai feel lively and responsive. But take it onto a dirt trail, and its compact footprint becomes even more valuable. Steep climbs, uneven surfaces, loose gravel, muddy sections, and narrow trails are exactly the environments where a smaller off-roader can shine. And this is where the $16,000 price point becomes so interesting. Think about what you're getting. For the money, rugged styling, practical dimensions, modern technology, off-road capability, and a personality that doesn't feel like every other crossover on the road. While larger SUVs continue growing in size and price, the Samurai takes the opposite approach. It focuses on doing more with less. Behind the wheel, that could be its biggest strength. You aren't sitting behind an enormous hood wondering whether you'll fit between two trees. You're sitting in a compact machine that feels connected to the terrain. You can see the trail, feel the vehicle's movements, and make decisions quickly. Safety remains an important part of the package as well. Modern driver assistance could include features such as automatic emergency braking, lane support, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, parking assistance, and multiple cameras designed to improve visibility. These systems bring everyday confidence without taking away from the vehicle's adventurous character. So who is the 2027 Suzuki Samurai really for? It's for the person who doesn't need the biggest SUV in the parking lot. It's for someone who would rather spend money on adventure than excess. It's for young drivers, outdoor enthusiasts, weekend explorers, and anyone who misses the idea of a simple vehicle that makes you want to take the long way home. And perhaps that's exactly why this little Suzuki could get under the skin of much bigger SUV brands. Because the Samurai doesn't need to beat them at their own game. It simply needs to offer something they can't easily replicate. Lightweight fun, genuine rugged character, compact versatility, and an approachable price. If the 2027 Suzuki Samurai delivers that combination, it could become one of the most interesting small off-roaders of its generation. And if you want more automotive stories, future machines, and vehicles that challenge the ordinary, subscribe to Imaginary Motors and stay with us for what's coming next. Because sometimes, the biggest threat on the trail isn't the biggest SUV, it's the small one that refuses to back down.